Welcome to the Jameela Adams Experience Podcast. It's a place and a space for women over 40 to be inspired, encouraged, and heard. Your host, Jameela Adams, will talk about how life be lifing and how to find joy when overcoming challenges. You're invited to join the experience. Hey everyone, thank you for joining this week's episode. It's the last one of 2023. I want to thank you for your support and encouragement. I couldn't do this without you, so I'm genuinely thankful to have you as an audience. With the start of the new year, I've compiled a wish list for my podcast audience. I first wish you to continue listening and sharing the podcast with your family and friends. Please do. My podcast can continue to provide you with valuable insights and entertainment. I hope you engage with me and the guests on social media. I love hearing feedback and answering your questions. You can either hit me up on the socials or you can send me an email. Either way, they're all in the show notes. So please don't be shy, contact me, and I will definitely respond. My third wish is for you to recommend the podcast to others and who might be interested in listening. Word of mouth is a powerful tool, and I'll be honored if you did that. So thank you. So finally, I wish you all a safe and happy new year. In this past year, it's been rather challenging, but I look forward to coming on here and giving you inspiration. Hopefully, I'm giving you inspiration with myself and my guests. So as we look forward to 2024, expect more guests, more topics that are relevant to us in our situations that we live in. And I definitely look forward to that. So with that being said, I am going to usher in things that we should be leaving behind in 2023. It's one of those things where I know I have issues with certain things. And I'm pretty sure you do too. But as a community, we can talk about it, hash it out, and get rid of it. So the first thing I believe we all should be getting rid of or leaving behind in 2023 is negative self-talk. We all have that voice that tells us we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, or not talented enough. It's time to silence that voice and start believing in ourselves. Negative self-talk can be real, and it can be such an obstacle for our personal growth and development. I know this because I've dealt with it personally. I would feel certain things about myself. Am I not smart enough? Do I not look right? Or anything like that. And I had to learn to get past it by telling myself positive affirmations, by meditating on the verse, or on my favorite scripture. And that helped me to subside the negativity that I was portraying or projecting onto myself. The mind can play tricks on you, the heart too. Anyway, so negative self-talk can hold us back from pursuing our dreams and achieving our goals. It's important we recognize when we're engaging in negative self-talk and to challenge those thoughts. Like I said, when we meditate, we take a look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, you're smart, you're funny, you're intelligent. You start saying that and pick up a scripture or a verse or any type of quote that makes you feel good or mantra that you know that will make you feel good and positive about yourself. So instead of focusing on our perceived shortcomings, we should focus on our strengths and accomplishments. We should also surround ourselves with positive, supportive people who believe in us and encourage us to do our best. We can overcome negative self-talk and cultivate a more positive, empowering mindset with practice and perseverance. It's one of those things that takes a little bit of effort, but that little bit of effort can mean so much. So when you look at yourself in the morning or when you're going through your midday lunch or whatnot, take a breath and say, I am worthy. I am smart. I am funny, because sometimes having a sense of humor is the greatest thing to have, especially when you are bogged down with not so great things. So tell yourself, I'm funny, I'm lighthearted, I can overcome these challenges. And if you tell yourself that, you will rid yourself of the negative self-talk. But it takes time. But it's so worth it in the end. So the more we do that, the more we start believing in ourselves, and the more we can achieve. So the other thing I want to leave behind in 2023 is procrastination. I've been really good about this. There's certain things, yes, I know I'm struggling on, but overall, I've been more proactive than reactive. And that's helped me out a lot, especially, putting the business together. It's definitely best to be proactive and not procrastinate. So by putting things off until the last minute, it adds to unnecessary stress. It really does. I just remember, and I think I've told this story before, when I was doing my chapter for the Becoming a Girl Powerhouse anthology, volume 1, I waited till the last minute to send over my final rewrite. Why did my computer crash? And I spent a good portion at Best Buy trying to update my memory and all that. But had I just did it by the timeline that we were given and turned it in, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have had that issue. I probably would have. I don't know. But it just seemed to be compounded that I procrastinated and waited to the last minute to do it. Anyway, so let's leave behind procrastination and move on to being proactive instead of reactive, or not active at all. The last thing you want to do is not be active. So the other thing too about procrastination and why you shouldn't do it is you need to start prioritizing your task and breaking them down into manageable pieces. We can avoid the overwhelming feeling of having too much to do when we set a timeline on things that we need to have done. It's important to recognize that procrastination often stems from fear of failure or a lack of motivation. So finding ways to stay motivated and positive can help us overcome this habit. Whether it's setting a reward system for yourself, like, okay, I did this, I need a Starbucks, or okay, I did this, I'm getting a new purse. Anything that will be the little carrot in front of you, do it. Anything that will allow for you to be rewarded for getting something done, do it. Hey, if it works for little kids, why not for adults? Our toys are just different. Anyway, so just remember, taking action is always better than nothing at all. So let's start today and hopefully take it with us into the new year. So another thing we should be leaving behind in 2023 are toxic relationships. Please leave those behind. Please, for your sanity, well-being, please leave behind toxic relationships. And it's unfortunate because we don't even realize that somebody's being toxic to us, and that's the sad part about it. Because it could come from that friend that always puts you down as far as your hair, your makeup, your weight, or the clothes, just anything that's just something to throw shade. And you just have to think, why do I have you around if you're going to treat me like this? And my thing is, if I'm that bad, then why are you with me? I'm pretty sure you can find other friends. and it's interesting. I think I had to tell somebody that. If I'm that bad of a friend, then why are you still hanging around with me? Anyway. But you just have to realize that there are always going to be people that mean you no good. It's something for them to feel like they have one over you. And the more you recognize that, the better off you will be by cutting them off. So if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, don't be afraid to take the necessary steps to remove yourself from the situation. Go no contact. Stop following them on social media. And you just have to do that for yourself, because no one needs to be put down. Nobody. No one should be throwing shade at another person all the time. So if you find this happening, leave it alone and seek out and get the support of real friends and family members that you can trust. And remember that you deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you and inspire you. You see, life's too short to waste it on negativity, and we need to make room for the positive and keep it moving, So that's the thing we're not taking with us into 2024. We're leaving toxic relationships behind. So the next thing we should be leaving behind in 2023 are unrealistic expectations. We often put pressure on ourselves to achieve unrealistic goals or standards, which lead to disappointment and burnout. If you're trying to lose that last 20 pounds, be kind to yourself. Love who you are at the moment. And if you still want to work out, by all means do. But don't starve yourself. Don't work yourself to exhaustion. If you know that you're trying to get a contract, for your company, or the company that you're working for, like your entrepreneur, don't burn the candles at both ends. You're not going to enjoy, the fruit of it if you keep putting these unrealistic expectations on it, and you're going to burn out. So just be realistic. Set realistic goals, smart goals, and then work on that. The reason why this is so important is because it goes back to procrastination. Because if we lack motivation, or if we set these lofty goals, then we're not going to do it. Let's be real here. We're just not going to do it. So be realistic with yourself. Set a realistic timeline and just work on that piece by piece at a time. So by the time you realize it, you're done with the project and you can go on to the next thing. So another thing we should be leaving behind in 2023 is worrying about the future. It's natural to be concerned about the future, but worrying about it won't change the outcome. Instead, focus on the present. Be in the now and take smaller steps to a brighter future. So when you say be in the now, what does that mean? Appreciate what's in front of you. Look outside. Hear the birds chirping, smell, the green grass, which I can't because I'm allergic to grass. Anyway, the whole point is enjoy the now. Don't worry about the past because yesterday already happened. And tomorrow, let it worry about itself because we're not there yet. Focus and be mindful on what's in front of you today. So another, practice that I have put into place is practicing mindfulness, which means being fully present and, without judgment or distraction, but just focusing on what needs to be done today. It can be simple as taking deep breaths or paying attention to your surroundings. Like I said, go outside, walk on some grass, or as my friend Tiffany says, go hug a tree. You'll feel the vibration, you'll feel the movement. But just focus on today. Leave the past where it was and stop worrying about the future because tomorrow's got its own worries. Don't worry about it. And always remember this. The future is uncertain, but that doesn't mean you have to let it consume you. And I think a lot of the times we get so caught up with what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Why does it matter? Worry about what's in front of you right now and deal with it. Because to me, that's a form of running away. If you're so worried about the future, you're running away from the present. Anyway, that's just my take on it. So with that being said, I challenge you to write down 3 things that you're looking to not take with you into 2024. And I hope for all of us that our expectations are realistic, our goals challenge us to be better, and to look forward to something other than what we have right now, but not to worry about it. So, with that being said, I want you to be inspired, be inspiring, be encouraged, be encouraging, but most of all, I want to wish you a happy new year, and I will chat with you next week. Do you have a passion project you want to bring to life? Let Jameela Adams at Your Service help you. Jameela Adams at Your Service was created to assist businesswomen 40 plus by bringing their passion project to life through website design and marketing. Visit JameelaAdamsAtYourService.com and register for a free 30-minute consultation. Remember, you have a voice. Use it.